and it's hot. Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. We've got great news. Foreclosures are racking up, but I'm going to give a word of hope to people that are being foreclosed on, and I'm going to give a word of hope to people that are getting ready for the most epic real estate crash ever. This is easy, identifiable proof. I actually was making a lesson for the new real estate course that I'm working on right now about this exact situation, and the timeline actually lines up with what I've been telling you when the foreclosure wave hits around May or June. So check this out. This story is out of, and I've got some really neat information for anyone that's served in the military or currently serving, or anyone that has a close relative that is working, is in the military. I'm going to show you right now how to make a lot of money. All right, in this video. This is out of Business Insider. The VA has just paused VA loan foreclosures. Here's what it means for borrowers. I want you to understand there's two reasons that this is happening. There are a lot of foreclosures stacking up in VA loans, but there's also a ton of foreclosures around our country right now that have to work their way through the forbearance and now into the foreclosure process. And because of Dodd-Frank, it takes longer for a bank to foreclose on people. So that's good news for you. The problem is now your credit's totally screwed and you're not going to be able to take advantage in this next crash. But I do have some hope for anyone in the VA. Okay, so I can't wait to tell you this, but you understand this, that the government is trying to hide what's actually happening in the real economy. So prepare yourself now. All right, here we go. It says, if you're a VA loan borrower who currently is facing foreclosure or struggling to keep up with your mortgage payments, the Department of Veterans Affairs is providing you with some relief. No more foreclosures on VA mortgages through May of 2024. Here's what the update means for borrowers. First, it says, why is the VA pausing foreclosures? It's because the president doesn't want you to know everything's collapsing. That's actually the truth, but they're not going to say that. This move from the VA follows a recent NPR report that found thousands of veterans and service members with VA loans were at risk of losing their homes due to the end of a era assistance program. Sorry, I can't say the word. When the pandemic hit, a record number of workers, don't you like my editing software? A number of workers lost their source of income. Major mortgage backers, including the VA, started going on. You're going to get, this is going to be great. The VA loan borrowers were given the option to put their mortgages in forbearance, meaning, please, if you are one of these people right now that are being foreclosed on or in foreclosure with VA, let me know down below, because you may be upset with how excited I am, but I'm going to show you, as this is a very scary time for you, and I know what it feels like. I'm going to show you how to make a ton of money. All right, I'm not joking. Meaning they could temporarily pause their mortgage payments. A program was also put in place to help these borrowers come out of forbearance without having to pay large lump sums to cover the payments they missed. This program, the COVID-19 Veterans Assistance Partial Claim Payment Program, essentially allowed borrowers to either defer these payments until they sold or refinanced the home, or make regular payments to pay back the missed payments over time. The Partial Claim Payment Program expired a year ago, meaning those who had VA loans in forbearance had been left to either pay back the large sums, and that's like big sums, like all at once, right? Opt for loan modifications or refinance that could substantially increase their monthly payments or face losing their homes to foreclosure. After NPR published its investigation, a group of senators wrote a letter to the VA urging it to help these borrowers. The VA is currently working on a program to help borrowers avoid foreclosure, but it's not going to be ready in time to help borrowers who are currently in default on their mortgages. So on November 17th, the VA announced a stopgap for distressed VA borrowers. We're calling on, and this is exciting because I think that there are going to be thousands of service members or past service members that watch this video that are about to turn their entire lives and finances around for good. Watch this. It says here, we are calling on mortgage servicers to pause foreclosures of VA guaranteed loans through May 31st of 2024. The VA said in a press release, during this pause, we will work with our servicers on workable loan retention solutions for veterans. All right, let me stop there and tell you what happens in May and June. A flood of foreclosures are going to hit the market because of all the forbearances that went from forbearance, where buyers did not have to pay the banks under a forbearance clause in their note, to they're now in foreclosure, and by around May or June, these foreclosures are going to be ready to start hitting the markets for auction block. All right, so we want to get ready for this. Some of you that are veterans or current service members, you're really in bad shape. You've extended yourself a lot. And when I mean sometimes not even a lot, you may have normal bills, just car payments, a small credit card balance, and then you lose a job and you didn't see it coming, but you didn't have money on the side. All right, here's the deal. You need to start preparing for this now. And what's really cool is you could be foreclosed on one of these VA loans. You still qualify for VA loans later on. You need to fix your credit. So you need to start working on that right now. Start learning about how to fix your credit. Start getting everything tight. Even if you lose this house, you have the ability to go and take advantage of VA foreclosures in the future. Walking in with no money down, you get to walk into a VA lender and go, I need your foreclosure list. And they have to offer it to you before they go and put it at auction. This is an amazing way to make money. Now, let's say you're like, yeah, but come on, Ninja, you don't know how bad it is. Then you go get a business partner and you become the qualifying entity that is able to go and get these VA foreclosures. There's ways to make money from this. And I'm telling you, if you don't get ready for this, and I'm talking to everybody, this is proof right here. See, they wouldn't pause it if it was a handful, but it's actually tens of thousands of people. It's a big deal. But you have to realize too, that what you're not being shown by the banks is the banks are hemorrhaging money. They're failing right now, left and right. Company earnings are collapsing. I mean, banks are giving, like Wells Fargo. I'm about to do a video on the other channel. Wells Fargo is warning of horrible, disappointing earnings coming at the beginning of next year, right? All of this is going to lead to many people realizing the truth about the economy and that this Bidenomics thing does not work, right? So, I mean, come on. Who here trusts the chief of staff or the guy running the country right now? Can't even say his name. I mean, let me know down below what you think. But the fact of the matter is, many people don't understand the reality of this right now. And so here, this wave of foreclosures from the VA is being pushed back. But the great news is they got to tell us, right? There are so many opportunities coming. And the other thing that people don't understand is that they go, well, Ninja, no banks will be loaning during a crash. No, that's a 100% a lie. That's never happened ever. What happens is 90% of the people, or about 60% of the people, get knocked out of ever being able to get a loan because their credit got screwed because they stopped paying certain payments, or their debt to income ratio, or debt to equity ratio, or all these different ratios that the banks look at when they're approving you for a loan or underwriting that loan gets completely out of whack. So because the banks tighten up. And that's why I teach people how to tighten up your balance sheet, get your credit score ready, and then identify these things you need to do to get ready for this real estate crash, and then go do it. If you guys want, I'll put an 80% off link for just the real estate how to prepare course. If you want, it's $199. I'll put a handful of links out there down below. But my point being is that you need to take action now. The people in the VA that are being, these VA loan programs that are being foreclosed on, you can actually fix your credit right now. Credit's a time thing, right? And so you can start making good decisions right now and prepare for this wave. Even when this wave starts later this year, next year, you're going to have a couple of years to take advantage of it. But here's the problem, and I teach this in real estate cycles. You only have so much time, because what happens is as the economy collapses, all these inventory floods the market of homes, and the home prices drop dramatically, which most people don't understand. It's because they never were investors when I became an investor. I started buying homes in 2001. I liquidated almost all of my properties in 2006. I saw that wave coming. All the gurus out there, they didn't even buy their first house until 2012. They've known nothing but prosperity. Well, guess what? Prosperity is about to come around, smack you in the face. Oh, sorry, it's not prosperity. It's called reality. And so if you want to take advantage of this, you still can. But this story out of Business Insider proves the government's having to just hold back. We don't need the bad press. Everything's falling apart. We'll give you, but there's a certain point where they can't, they got to let the dam go. Because what you don't realize is our founding fathers didn't want this. In the Constitution, it said we should have no money outside of gold and silver coinage. They didn't want the bankers to get in, but they snuck their way in. Now the banks run the country. The incestuous relationship between Goldman Sachs and the government is absolutely insane. And the fact of the matter is, eventually they will let the banks foreclose on you and take your home. And they want that. They want the banks, the small banks, to crash because they want the big banks to buy them up because they want to become more powerful, right? How many of you fought for our country and you're looking back now and you go, I didn't fight for this country. I fought for the country that I grew up in. But this country's so screwed up, I'm sick to my stomach. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the only way to take our country back is to take back the wealth that was stolen from us. That is more important than anything right now. No, let me stop there. Outside of your relationship with God. Your relationship with God's number one. But also, God even said the only thing you're allowed to test him in is tithes, giving. That's the only thing you're allowed to test God in. Well, because God knows it's a big deal. So you want to get our country back? We got to take the money back. Take it back honestly. Well, how do you do that? You plan, you prepare, you wait in silent, and then you pounce. Look, I was the worst real estate agent ever. Why? I only became one because I owned a brokerage and I had to become an agent so I could negotiate a big deal. I couldn't lie to people. You don't stay in real estate all the time. Over time, can properties cash flow if you get the right deals? Absolutely. But 90% of people don't buy right. They buy based off speculation. They don't buy off fundamentals. And they don't have that emergency reserves. And that's why people are being foreclosed on right now. And I think right now, if you get ready and you lay in quiet and wait, when the redcoats were coming to kill us, the British were coming to kill us. The great men and women that founded our country didn't just stand out there and go, all right, let's fight. They hid and they waited. We have too many people expecting the government to bail us out. Even the 3 largest banks in the nation the other day were just downgraded by Moody's, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and JP Morgan, because Moody's said, we don't believe the government can bail you out. That's where we are. When the people think that they can vote themselves prosperity, that's when democracy's done. Everything's done. That's where we are right now. But I'm going to tell you what. We can win if we take back the wealth of the nation. Take it out of the bankers' hands. How do we do that? We buy up all those foreclosures. Get ready. This is great proof. If you guys want, I'll put some links down to the real estate crash course, but you don't have to buy that. You just need to start preparing yourself right now. Prepare your balance sheet, prepare your credit score, start learning about real estate trends, start learning about how to buy rentals, start to get outside of your comfort zone, because this country wasn't built on people being comfortable. It was built on the blood, sweat, and tears of amazing human beings. And it's time to take that torch, that legacy that was built, and take it to the next level. And I'm telling you, the only way we can do it is by taking back the wealth of the nation that was stolen from us. Hope you got something out of this. Thank you to everybody. Hit the subscribe button. The Real Estate Ninja is out.